Hello, I'm James Preston and welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. And in this edition, I'll be speaking with Dr. Rajen Manicka, the CEO of Holista Colltech. Holista Colltech is a Western Australia-based innovator and provider of health and wellness solutions. The research-driven biotech company engages in the provision of a diverse range of products, and the company operates through its 4 divisions: Dietary Supplements, Healthy Food Ingredients, Ovine Collagen, and Infection Control Solutions. To gain more of an insight into the company, MD and CEO Dr. Rajen Manicka now joins me. Rajen, welcome to the show.
Hi, James. Good to be on your show.
Well, Rajen, great to have you here. Let's start with Natshield. Now, this is a sanitizer that you've developed. It's been proven to be effective for up to 12 hours on the skin and then in contact with hard surfaces. And the company is also looking forward to the launch of its nasal balm. To what extent do you think the recent achievement would drive the success of nasal balm based on the success of Natshield?
Right. I think, what we're trying to teach everybody, whether or not they want to use our balm, is the fact that the nose is the weakest part of the body in terms of a respiratory infection. So if you've got a virus that's respiratory, it has to come to the nose. Your eyes have tears that kill off viruses. That's why we don't get sore eyes every day, right? And in your mouth, you have saliva, and you tend to swallow that into your stomach with acids. They get killed off. So it's really the nose. And the nose, is uniquely dark, it's uniquely warm, it's uniquely moist, and sadly open all the time. And once the virus gets normally in here, it's dark and warm and moist, then it multiplies to a point where you can get up to 1 trillion bits of virus in 72 hours. And then it invades into the sinuses and lungs, and the trouble starts. So our idea is a simple idea. What if you can trap the viruses with a balm and kill them off there itself? Even if you don't kill them all, if you can reduce the load significantly, then the chance of you getting sick or the chance of you infecting others are reduced dramatically, right? Now, it's all natural. There's no bar with regards to age or stage of life. Pregnant mothers, nursing mothers, this has been tested and proven, and it's only on the outer nose anyway. But more importantly than that is, people wear masks because we want to cover the nose, but we know the masks are not perfect. We also know that very often we take the mask down to talk to somebody or to have a smoke or have a drink or eat or go to the gym. And in these times, you want the added layer of protection. No guarantees as with everything in life, but another additional layer of protection. And I believe that post-COVID, we've all become very aware of the need for this added protection. 40 years ago, we had AIDS, right? At one point, we were so nervous about being in a room with somebody with AIDS, or have our kids in the school with kids with AIDS, or even going to a restaurant where somebody with AIDS had been there before and drank a cup, right? Today, we don't worry about it because it's become endemic. We do wear condoms, and condom sales have gone to the roof. So I think in a very similar notion, the idea of nasal balms and the like will grow. And in our case, particularly, we've got a long-lasting balm that lasts 12 hours. So you wear it at 8 in the morning, it lasts for 8 hours. You can wear it on a flight, again on a flight. You can wear a mask, but you've got to pull it down to eat, to drink. You may fall asleep while on the flight and the mask drops off. The nasal balm becomes one added layer of protection.
And the applications for the nasal balm, obviously we've mentioned in there just a little bit about the current background of the last 2 years with the pandemic. Is this something that you think can be a very strong defender against potential COVID infection?
I would like to think so, and the data we have tend to prove that. We are looking to do clinical trials. We are talking to people in Malaysia, India, and the United States. In the US, we've gone quite late into the stage of doing a clinical trial to prove that it does reduce infectivity, which is what people want to hear. But having said that, in the meantime, we'll launch it first as a balm, which will trap viruses. And we are improving the product further to kill the trapped viruses too, naturally.
Wonderful. Now, Holista also made quite a strong comeback in the first half of the 2021 fiscal year. It had improved interim revenue and profit. How would you say Holista is now advancing in the latter half of this year?
Well, we are down the last 2 months. We are pushing and chasing very hard. We think we'll hit our targets and numbers, and we hope that we will have good news for our shareholders.
Wonderful. Is there some sort of projection you're expecting within that outlook?
We don't normally disclose our projections, for all the right reasons. But we did share our third quarter results in our supplement division of the standard, 30% growth, overall 13% growth. And we've got a bit of work to do for the last 58 days of the year. And I think we will hit our numbers.
It's wonderful news for Holista. Now, one thing that has certainly developed in the backdrop of the Covid-19 pandemic has been a bit of a strange shift in the way that our shopping behaviors are occurring, whether it be buying things from home, drop and collect, or pick up and collect, should I say. And that has also veered off into the kind of things that we're purchasing, whether it be supplementation or other things for health and wellness. With that backdrop, do you think Holista is well positioned to tap into these market opportunities even as the pandemic begins to fade out a little bit?
Yes, we are. We're working. First of all, obviously, we're trying to digitalize the business. So things are going on website, on e-commerce. Our nasal balm, we should be able to purchase by e-commerce next week for an online launch. We're working with retailers. We're strong in Malaysia, where we are working on their digital platforms to go digital. We've got a business called Alternate that's also digitalizing because it's direct-to-consumer business. So I think the biggest opportunity post-COVID is digitalizing businesses, to eliminate the inefficiencies before and to allow for work from home and shopping from home.
And as well, I suppose it certainly cuts out a bit of that extra cost given it's direct-to-consumer as well.
Yes, correct.
Now, Holista secured a trademark labeling approval in China for its Natshield sanitizer brand. What other commercial opportunities is the company eyeing for its infection control solutions division?
So the Natshield opportunity in China is interesting. We've secured a 10-year approval in all applications, and we will not need further approval except for the medical collagen. So, and there is now, unfortunately, an outbreak of COVID in China right now. I believe that, both Natshield directly and the nasal balm would be valuable implements in China.
Let's shift tack just a little bit here. Now, we've mentioned at the very start that there's 4 different divisions within Holista, and you're doing all sorts of incredible things. That even finds its way venturing into bread of all places, which I find quite incredible. But Costanzo has commenced the sale of your low GI white bread using your GI Light, which is a trademark that you do have, and that's rolled out into major US markets. What do you think the unique value proposition of healthy food ingredients that you have is going to be able to help you leverage and attract global food and beverage manufacturers?
Costanzo's was for us a breakthrough because they were launching a low GI white bread, low glycemic index white bread. And, white bread is very difficult to make low GI, right? And, the market doesn't understand low GI, but I say we are keto friendly and we are low carb friendly. And we are weight management friendly, we're diabetic friendly. The world right now has a crisis in terms, the real pandemic would be diabetes and obesity, which will come worse because we're all working from home. We've not gone for a gym in months. We're snacking while we watch Netflix. So I believe that there will be a market for low GI. And what Costanzo's did, obviously, when they launched in the US, was they brought attention. And in Malaysia, we have signed up with the Berjaya Food Groups, which is a large Malaysian conglomerate, and they hold the master franchises for Starbucks, Kenny Rogers, and 7-Eleven. And we're working to put low GI products in that channel of distribution. And we hope that this will give us opportunity regionally and globally via these franchises themselves.
Wonderful. And I can tell you now, if there's someone who does know about the low GI index, it's me, because I continue to eat white bread that doesn't have it. And I can tell you now, in the backdrop of this pandemic, there has definitely been a bit more loving around the handles, that's for sure. So I'm glad that we're seeing some developments in that space on a personal note. Now, let's continue here. Tell us a little bit about the Ovine Collagen division that you've got working on.
Right. So, uniquely, we make a collagen from sheep. And there are basically 3 mammalian collagens that are out there, or rather 2 right now. One is from cows and the other one from pigs. Cows, a lot of issues around mad cow disease and those issues of disease and hygiene. Pigs have issues with culture and religion. Sheep is neutral to culture and religion. And sheep is a very friendly animal. Baba, black sheep, Mary had a little lamb. It's a very friendly animal that when you look at it. And our sheep are not sacrificed for this. They've already been culled for the meat. The skins are waste material, which we then take as a side stream, and it's a classic waste to wealth story. We right now have secured also a deal with China for cosmetic collagen, where the Chinese pretty much will take whatever we can make. So we're in the midst of getting those approvals in China, which we think will come in Q1 of next year. And based on that, we have this deal which we've already announced on the stock exchange. And we believe that this will create not just an opportunity for the company, but also opportunity for job creation in a town called Collie, where we are based at. And we're rebranding the whole thing as a collagen from Collie. We will create up to 33 jobs in the next 3 years in Collie, and we'll bring in quite a bit of revenue, and we'll also be able to remove a lot of what is sheepskins, which generally are buried or burned, into something more valuable.
Wonderful. I love the marketing twist on there as well, the collagen. That's very clever stuff from Holista. So wonderful to see there as well, Rajen. Now, let's also take a look at Malaysia. Now, you spend a lot of time there yourself. I do believe that's where we're having this conversation from right now. You have a very robust presence as Holista in the region, also continuing to widen that footprint across other Asian markets. What are your plans within that sphere itself, and then also, I suppose, on a broader scale in other global markets?
I think in Malaysia, we are market leader in 2 different segments. We are the market leader for fish oil with our brand called Pristine, and we are the market leader with probiotics with a brand called Lacto5. I hope when we talk to you next year, we'll also be a market leader in the nasal category, but that's still a bit of work to do. In the interim, we are now talking to companies to take these products into the region. And we're also talking to potentially having these products sold in the US under Amazon.
Wonderful. Well, Rajen, just as we begin to wrap up here, where would you like to see the company in the next 12 months?
I would like to see us increase market share in Malaysia. I would like to see us put our low GI formulations into the footprint of Berjaya. And I would like to be able to sign off on the Chinese deal and get collagen moving into China. And I would like to see our nasal balm being a real standout in the middle of an endemic, pandemic, epidemic, whatever you want to call it, COVID.
There's a lot of great plans there for the future, that is for sure. Any final words you'd like to offer to our viewers?
Well, watch Holista, watch this space.
It's a very big space to watch, and you're across every part of it. Rajen, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, James. Yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, that is Dr. Rajen Manicka, the CEO of Holista Colltech. And if you missed any part of that chat, you can simply head across to our YouTube channel, Kalkine Media, and get up to date with the entirety of it. Well, that's it for me. I'm James Preston, signing off for now and reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.